Hello, this is David Semple, student ID number 501-57027, and today for my podcast I will be looking at Alice in Wonderland reboots and remakes. First of all, both versions of the film were made in California, USA. The impact this had when it was made was the kids wanted to see them. Political issues at the time were the Conservatives came to power. The budget for the original film was $3 million to make. The remake's budget, however, was $150 to $200 million to make. The original Alice in Wonderland's intended audience was children because it was so bright and colourful and the characters were very lovable. The 2010 version, however, was considerably different to the original, so it was aimed at a more mature audience, but kept that family aspect of it, so whole families could go and see it. The reason why the 2010 film is different to the original is because the remake is based on a war, from what I've seen. Similar films to Alice in Wonderland. According to Flavorwire.com, films that were made that inspired the remake of Alice in Wonderland are Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, for the place that is real, Labyrinth, for the majestic sort of feel, Coraline for the fantasy side, The Matrix, and many others. But they all contain elements that were taken to do the remake for Alice in Wonderland. The 1951 version of Alice in Wonderland was marketed as posters and TV trailers, as by now, in the 50s, TVs were a household appliance. The remake, however, was marketed as posters, TV trailers, and cinema trailers. It was changed because the audience went to the cinema more than they did watching telly or looking at posters. The production companies that produced the remake were Walt Disney itself, Roth Films, and Team Todd. So people thought the film would be almost the same as the original. The distribution companies for the remake were Walt Disney Studios, UK and USA, Audio Visual Entertainment, BH Film Distribution, and many more. How news of the remake was received by the modern audiences. At first, from what I heard, the audience were kind of sceptic about the remake. But they also weren't pleased either, because they think the original film should be left alone, as many other films should be. This tells us that the audience loves the original film more than the remake. And thus concludes my podcast of reboots and remakes. In my opinion, out of the two films, I like the remake better. I mean, the original does have its pros, but it also has its cons, as all films do. No film is perfect. But I like the remake better because it's live action and you can actually see the expressions of the characters. Whereas in animation, you can't really see the emotions in the characters. This has been my presentation on podcast. This has been my presentation on reboots and remakes. This is David Semple, ID number 501 57027. Good day.